Hello, welcome to this presentation, which is actually the part 5 of footbridge presentation. I think this is probably the final presentation on footbridge. As usual, my name is Maurice Dimba, and just welcome back to this presentation. Let's kick off. This view is just an elevation view, and to do anything on this, we need to switch back to isometric. To switch back to isometric, just click this drop down arrow under window, and pick the views of your preference. I'll pick the isometric view for myself, and our very first step is to place shear studs on this deck. We'll start off right here. We'll go to steel, we'll come to bolts. I'll click this deck and click it once more and press spacebar on my keyboard and click a point there and direct it on a straight line to the other point, which is the end of this deck, and I'll click that midpoint. You'll see that happening to you or to what you've just done. Click on that, then double click on this, double click on the stud. These bolt properties will come up. Normally, once you've created that, you click this drop down arrow under standard and you pick here shear stud, and you just go directly and click load. All this will appear. When you click modify, you see how it will adjust itself. Now from here you make your settings or your preference settings, that is spacings and the height and the type and the size of the shear stud. All and everything is done under these bolt properties. Now we want to amend this. I'll double click there, which normally will bring back these bolt properties. Under bolt properties, I'll come to bolt group array. Under bolt distance Y, which is this, I'll just put 0 here and click modify. Now I'll have center to center is 100, which is so close, but it's not a problem. This is just a presentation on how to demonstrate to you on the usage of Tekla commands and how to apply them. Right away we will go and adjust the height here. Come to bolt size, we'll work with 12.7, which is right, but the height is extremely short. We'll come to 100 there and click modify. That height is presentable and acceptable. That's perfect. Next thing we're going to do is to come back to steel, come back to bolts. I'll click this deck and click it once more and press spacebar on my keyboard and click a midpoint at that spot and zoom in and click on the similar spot but on the other end in the middle right there and zoom out. You'll see a similar thing being placed there. Just go to view, under view click navigate, rotate with mouse and click just below the point you want to rotate the whole thing about. I want to rotate the whole thing about a point down these studs. Once I've clicked, this circle will appear with a hand. Just press a left button on your mouse and press on that, and you'll be able to turn this round. Zoom out and do the same thing. Now if you check the heights of these studs, the way different and extremely vary, that will affect the thickness of slab application. Now what we are going to do, we want to readjust this height to closely measure up with this one. Now I'll double click on this, I'll double click again, I'll come here and adjust this height to 50. I'll apply that and accept. That is probably the required height according to this, but slightly it overtakes this one. So to come closer to this, I'll come back here and double click on that and adjust this height slightly to 125. I'll apply that and come here and adjust this to 100. Apply and accept. Way too high. Double click that. These heights you can't adjust them manually. These are the heights of this Nelson standard, Nelson kind, the Nelson type of stud. These are the heights they have. You can't change this manually. You can take a look here. We have various studs: Hilti, blind bolts, Nelson B metal, Nelson stainless. So these have their own standards and sizes, so you can't modify the height here manually. We'll come back here and bring this to 75 where it was before, and probably leave it that way. Now our next step is to populate this along the deck. I'll double click here, I'll come to bolt group and type the number of shear stud I want. I'll type 48. Remember, you can't go beyond 48. And I'll just come to modify and click, apply and accept. You'll see them distributed along the deck. I'll do the same here. I'll double click on that and just come here and type 48, apply, modify, accept. Come to navigate under view, rotate with mouse. That is actually what we want to do prior to applying a concrete slab or RCC. Now what we're going to do is to click this, right click, click copy, pick this at the midpoint here and bring it here. Click that, right click, click copy, pick it from the midpoint here, right there, and bring it here. Bring this here, bring this here, this one there, this one there, and here. Just continue that way. The span of our footbridge is not that big, so we can manage to put these like this. It is not that tiresome, and especially for somebody who is really willing to learn, this won't be tiresome. We'll be actually getting some concept on how to use this command. I'll snap in the middle there, the middle here, the middle here, the middle here, the middle there. Just continue right here, right there, right there. Perfect. And here we are close to the very end of this, probably that. Click navigate, rotate with mouse and turn. Right click. Now we will come here on this, press Ctrl and pick that. Click copy from that midpoint to this midpoint. To this midpoint. To this midpoint. Make sure you snap on the right spot. Right there. And right here. Just continue the way we were doing, like that. Don't worry about that. Click that one. Place them in the right spot. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Click here, click there, and turn this round. We've actually placed this. Now our next move is just to press Ctrl and select all these. Select all these. Yes, click all this. Click everything here. Everything there. You just continue like that. Now what we are going to do is right click, snap right there, We'll do the same here. Do the same there. Just zoom out and snap right there. Zoom out and do the same thing here. Just zoom out in and click that. We are close to the end of the walking way of the footbridge. Just zoom in, place that one there. Zoom in and click there. Zoom in and click there. We've overlapped, but that shouldn't be a worry. We'll just click that and change this to 40 or 35. Apply and accept. Change this to 40 or 38. 38. $39. 39 is okay. Now we'll apply that. Now we'll click everything here. Click everything here. Just continue. We'll get to the end of this. Just continue highlighting. And the last one we'll double click and change this to 39 and apply. Let's wait and see if everything changed simultaneously, which has just happened right now. Now we'll come to navigate, click that and rotate. These are our studs. Turn this round and have a clear view navigate, click that and rotate. Turn this and turn round and see how they have been placed and the general arrangement of the studs. Our next thing is to place or apply the concrete. Prior to that, we need to get our locations right. We'll come to edit, we'll come to points, we'll pick that. We'll snap right here and snap right here. That is the midpoint. We'll apply that. Come to points again and click any position, snap the middle there and snap there. Carry that point, press Ctrl, right click and copy. Pick it from that spot. I have not picked it right or on the right location. I'll click that and right click, I'll click copy and snap right on that spot. I'll come to this end. I'm unable to see the location or the point I want to place on. I'll go to view, rotate or rotate with mouse. I'll place that one here. I'll do the same thing by clicking and click that. I'll right click and copy from that spot. To the other end. To that spot, but we need to check whether it is appropriate location, which is not right. What we're going to do is to shift it slightly, click move from that spot to that spot. I'll do the same thing, press Ctrl and highlight, click copy, click that, zoom out, come all the way this end, rotate to have a clear view of the location of your placement and place it there. Having done that and you are much aware of your locations, you'll come straight to concrete, pick slab because this will be a slab with some rebars laid in. Snap there, just zoom out and run all the way if you're unable to see the points you marked clearly, you just rotate using the rotation command. Then come to this location, navigate, rotate with mouse under view, right click, snap this one here and run to the other end until you meet your initial point. This was our first point. The moment you click it, a slab is created. Click that and turn this round. Click navigate, rotate with mouse and turn this one round. you've created your slab. You can give it another color. You can give it that color or another color, that one. Now if you take a look, the placement of the slab is not perfect. It's actually below the deck. We'll double click on this and come to position, and under in depth we'll click behind, apply and accept. Still not working because we've just placed the initial depth. Front, it's worked. So this will be actually the slab. We'll increase this thickness, double click and make these to 300. Apply and accept. Navigate, rotate, click that and turn this round. Click on the slab, right click, click move. Snap there. Then just place your cursor, don't click, and type 50. Accept that. Come to navigate, click that and rotate. Now it has now closed all those gaps on the deck. Perfectly placed. Perfectly placed. Have a look. Now this edge will link up with now the normal rod and will be given the same treatment that will cover all these to link up in a very presentable manner. So once it has linked up with the other rod, this will be covered in concrete, so you won't be able to see this. And that is all for today. Thanks a lot. I'm Morris Dimba, and welcome to this presentation. If it is your first time to subscribe or watch this video, and don't forget that word of subscription after watching this video. Subscribe, put that comment. Let's engage each other on questions. That's all for today and for this part 5, which is actually the final one. I'll come up with another footbridge, a curved one. Thanks a lot and bye bye. This is Morris Dimba with Tekla tutorial presentations. Bye bye.